Erik Ten Hag wants a striker in January. Manchester United have got no money to go and sign one on a permanent deal. And Wout Weghorst, I think I've got that right. I might not have. You can let me know in the comments. Manchester United now in talks to sign him on loan from Burnley. He's on loan at Besiktas. I'll run through the full story here that's broken tonight and has now been corroborated by The Athletic and Laurie Whitwell. Make sure you do drop a like on the video and subscribe to United People TV. Become part of the community. I'd love to have you on board. But Weghorst, of course, was the man who scored that goal for the Netherlands at the World Cup. One of the most audacious goals you'd ever see. That last-second equaliser against Argentina. Now, Manchester United, according to reports, are in advanced talks to sign him on loan from Burnley. Of course, he's on loan from Burnley to Besiktas. He went there after Burnley got relegated to the Championship, and he's on loan there now. Now, the story originally broke here from Santi Uwana. It's a football journalist, and I'll be honest, none of us really know who he is, but it's now been followed up on by The Athletic. So let's run through Laurie Whitwell's article with Andy Jones on The Athletic to find the information here. Man United have held exploratory talks with Burnley over a potential move for Wout Weghorst. It's understood that United have made an inquiry to hopefully sign him in January. He's been on loan from Burnley at Besiktas, and this is what else the article says. Besiktas has got the option to buy him. Therefore, any new move would need their approval to break the current agreement, which is interesting. United see Weghorst as an option to fill a void in the striker position, with the club deciding only to pursue loan deals in the January transfer window. It is thought that no permanent options are being assessed, even at low cost, which rules out Thuram. Of course, that striker who's at Mönchengladbach, you're looking at a 10 to 12 million euro. But no permanent deals, even if they're low cost. Ten Hag is believed to be a fan of Weghorst, with the striker's personality particularly appealing to United's boss. Now, this is where I suppose it gets a little bit interesting, because Besiktas were in action tonight. And who but Weghorst scored in the 45th minute. Now, you may have seen this video, you may not have. This was his reaction to scoring that goal. Let me turn this down a little bit. I imagine it's probably going to be quite loud.
Wout Weghorst! Tribünler ayakta. Dolmabahçe'de, tribünlerde Weghorst on fire çalıyor. Sesler yükseliyor. Weghorst taraftarın önünde. Böyle.
Now, you don't have to be a body language expert there to see that he's waving goodbye to Besiktas fans. Now, is that just waving goodbye because he's going to be going home after the game, or is that waving goodbye because he's going to be leaving the club? After the game, Besiktas' manager was asked about his future. He said, look, I do not find it appropriate to talk about someone's future. There's no such thing on our agenda. And on the other hand, Serkan Dikme, who works for, is it AS Sport? Yeah, it is. He's a Turkish journalist. He said this. He goes, after the match ended, I spoke with the club and the players' side. There is a possibility that Wout Weghorst will leave. Manchester United held a meeting with Burnley, and Besiktas needs to give the approval for the player to leave, which absolutely ties in with what is written there in The Athletic for the fact that they've got that loan, that option to buy him. Therefore, they need to agree to it too. So this isn't the latest name on a long list of strikers who've been linked with Man United in January. I mean, for that goal alone, let's have a conversation about Weghorst. But it's a random one. It's completely random. And I'll be completely honest, right? It doesn't. I can't get massively excited about anybody we're being linked with really in January. You could get really excited about João Felix, but still, even that is on a 6-month loan deal. Basically, it's just whoever it is, it's not going to be the exact profile of what United need. It's not going to be a striker that's going to come in and score 20, 30 goals and transform the rest of our season. But the reason Weghorst, and I can understand the logic of it, is it offers something completely different to what Manchester United currently have. Now, I don't need to be the one to tell you, maybe I do. The dude's massive. He's 197 centimetres tall. He's absolutely huge. And in terms of offering something that this squad currently doesn't have, it's absolutely that. Strengths are written down there as anchor play. He's somebody who can hold up the play. Who's somebody who, when you go into the last 15, 20 minutes of games and you're what's currently not working and you need something different, that's where a profile of Weghorst would come in. And interestingly enough, look how decent he is down there. Because these are certain things that definitely appeal to Ten Hag. Interceptions for an attacker. Aerial, I mean, you'd expect it to be better than that. And the aerial's one. But anyway, in terms of Weghorst, right, if I'm comparing him to the other players that we've been linked with, right, like Vincent Aboubakar. Really? Are we really getting linked with a Boubacar, who I think plays for Al Nassr, which is where Ronaldo's just gone to? Choupo-Moting. Really? Is he really going to come in and be the man that makes a difference? Memphis Depay, just personally with Memphis Depay, it's probably, I think I've said this to you on the last stream before, it's probably more to do with the fact that he's played for United before, but I just don't see how he comes in and adds something completely different to the options that we currently have. And then João Felix is, of all the players that we're being linked with, it's one that I know United fans, some United fans are excited by, but a lot of United fans do have trepidation as to whether or not he would come in and actually be what we need. Now, reports coming out tonight, these are from the Mirror and from Tom Hopkinson, suggesting that Madrid are now demanding a 9.5 million loan fee. What was it originally? I think it was originally 15 million euros, which probably, what's that go down to? About 13 million pounds? Might even be 14 million now. I don't know what the exchange rate is. But that's a reduction there. But the interesting part there is the commitment to buy at 70 million. And I don't personally think that United are going to enter any commitment to buy João Felix when we don't know who our owners are going to be in the summer. So I doubt that would happen in terms of an obligation to buy. But Weghorst here is, look, the easy things to assume. Oh, he's Dutch. Tick. Yes, tick. It's another one of those players. And yeah, it's not a signing which is going to get too many United fans excited. But we are currently in a situation where we have absolutely no money to spend on new players. And Ten Hag here is absolutely spot on. I covered this interview. That's, for some reason, quotes only came out today. Remember that interview that I covered? I think I covered it before Christmas. An extended interview with Voetbal International, the Dutch newspaper. And I covered and translated it here on United People TV. And this was part of what he said. The club has bought an unimaginable number of players in recent years who have not been good enough. And he's so spot on. But here we are in the January transfer window being linked with Boubacar, Choupo-Moting, Memphis Depay, and now with Wout Weghorst. And all of these players fall into that category. But when you've got these leeches as owners and you don't have any money, this is what Ten Hag is effectively doing. What we're trying to find, and I don't want to be rude in saying this, but it's going to sound rude, is the least shit option. That's what United are trying to do. It's what Ten Hag is trying to do. How close can he get to the profile of what he wants without being able to spend any money? It's not the sort of situation a manager of Manchester United should ever be in. And somebody sent this to me on Twitter because this was my reaction to the news there. I was like, Weghorst said, look, I can get more behind that than the idea of Boubacar or Choupo-Moting or Memphis. And Martin said, look, if Ten Hag wanted to take Van Persie out of retirement, I'd trust it. Because he's earned it. And look, Erik Ten Hag right now, we're on a run of 17 games with only one loss in since our defeat against Man City. And I think Martin's right. Erik Ten Hag, when it comes to the transfers that we made in the summer, and you look at the most successful players so far at United this season, I mean, pretty much every one of his signings has been a success, and some even more than others. Ten Hag has earned that trust from United fans. And if, out of nowhere, as a curveball, Wout Weghorst is going to come into the club, then I'd have to absolutely trust that Erik Ten Hag feels that he could get something out of him. Now, Weghorst would be a completely different option to what we've got. Somebody in the last, a bit like, you know, when we had Fellaini, a bit like him, effectively. That's kind of what it would be. Just an absolute door of a man you put up front, and he can be the anchor to bring the ball down and to bring the two fast wingers into play. That could offer something that we simply don't have. And it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. I know it's not going to be a signing and the concept of a signing that's going to really excite any United fan to their core. But if Ten Hag feels he's a man who can come in and make a little bit of a difference, maybe he can score somewhere between 5 and 10 goals between now and the end of the season, can offer us a different dimension to our play. And I don't think Memphis does that. I don't particularly think, well, maybe I'm being unfair by saying that Vincent and Boubacar wouldn't do that, but I don't think he would. And João Felix wouldn't particularly either. But I know he's a very good player. So that's kind of why I'm a little bit excited about the idea of him. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below, because it really looks like he's absolutely already said goodbye to Besiktas fans. Let's play this video one more time here. Him celebrating there. Bye-bye indeed. Him waving goodbye to Besiktas fans. Does that mean he's going to be coming to United? Well, according to The Athletic, Let's bring that back up to the main story here. The Athletic have confirmed that Man United have already held talks over a loan move for him. You let me know what you think about that in the comments below. If I need to, if this goes further, I'll cover it in a bit more detail. We can do a proper scouting report on him. But let me know what you think in the comments below. But Weghorst, I don't know.